It was just like a post from Discord where Reg had said something. Sorry, Sean. Well, Reg had said something in the Discord, a screenshot, and I'm like, okay, what did I put underneath this comment? And, you know, jokingly, like a smart ass, I put, Reg is Karen, like, he's a Karen, you know? I was being kind of,
so
just like, just a shit, you know? And I put, what did I say? I was Ken. I said, I'm Ken. You know what I mean? Like Ken and Barbie.
What's your real name, Yuki? What's your real? Let me call you by your. I'm David Noe. What's your real name?
What you don't understand there is that's where we get with like what does that matter?
Because
it really doesn't.
I mean, yes, it does matter because if we are, it does matter, Yukio, because if we are like conversing and interacting, I mean, I would like to know your name. I mean, you see, like I feel like I'm talking to.
Out there, and you are like a creator. You're part of all this. I'm
not a creator.
Like I don't. How can I say that? Like I don't go on lives. I don't have anything to do with Delphi or true crime and whatnot like that. Yes, it came to my community where I live. So do I care about it?
So you live...
Yeah, I care about it. You know what I mean?
So you live in Peru, right? But you're from Wabash.
I told you this 1 million times. Obviously not 1 million times. I am from Wabash. I live in Peru.
Okay, and now do you remember Johnny?
What do you mean? Which Johnny?
Johnny Senior.
Well, yeah, I remember him.
Okay. So, do you remember talking to me about Johnny Senior?
Yeah, you told me that's how you came to town. Well, no, not Senior. Junior.
Junior.
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember their car lot? Their car lot down there by Kroger's?
Not by Kroger's. No, I don't remember the car lot by Kroger's. I believe that I had already moved by then.
Oh.
I mean.
Well, yeah, it's like you're not very transparent with me, and it makes me wonder because sometimes, like, hold on, Yukio, let me say something. Sometimes, like when you and I first got off on conversing, yeah, you said that I doxed you, right? And I had simply asked, I didn't ask for your name or your date of birth or address or anything. I asked you what part of China. Look, I'm gonna tell you why I reached out to you. Okay, somebody told me that somebody identified you just by chat and said, I think that's Kegan's aunt. I think she's related either to Tony Kline or Kegan's mom. And I said, well, why don't you just ask? And the person said, no, I'm scared. I'm like, how? It's just freaking chat. So I said, look, I'll ask her. So I asked you, hey, that's why I started talking to you. And then I asked you, are you Kegan's aunt? And you got offended. And then I asked, you said, I'm a little old lady from China. So I said, oh, so what part of China do you live in?
No, I said I lived in China. I don't live in China, but I worked there 2.5 months. I said when I would be back. I was transparent with you.
I do remember. Yeah, but you started, like, do you remember that chat specifically? It was with profs.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I didn't remember if I was in profs chat.
It was.
What chat or what live.
That's where I met you. I met you at
talking at me like this, like, and why does he think things like this? It took me as strange. Now, I didn't say the word dogs because I didn't even understand about being doxxed back then and what doxing was. I was just like, God, why does this dude want to know, like, if I'm somebody's aunt, uncle, or whatever? Like this.
Like, why not?
Fucked up. You know what I mean?
Why not? Like, I mean, like, look, I cannot think.
Or him, I probably wouldn't have reacted in that way, but I was a little freaked out. Like, what?
But that's why if you join a commentary, a public commentary on social media, you need to be
Right.
prepared
And you cannot-
to answer questions.
I
Like,
you.
you got to understand, people are going to ask you questions. Like, people have asked me many questions about, like, for example, why was I in jail with child molesters? And I have to, I answered it to the best of my ability, and still
Yes, but you're
they were
putting your
still
name
pissed
up
off
there.
with my,
Why?
What?
I mean, like, you're actually going up there and answering questions for people. I'm not doing that. I'm in a chat, or in a live, I'm watching it. You know what I mean? I liked the prop. I thought he was really nice. I thought he was cool. You know what I mean? Now, when all the bullshit happened, it seems like it's a big old fucking mess.
It is.
You know what I mean? It's a big old fucking mess. Do I want to have any part of that mess? No. Then I found out what doxing is. And this has just been in the last month or two. And I'm like,
Right.
what in the world is going on with these people? Okay,
I mean, I'm a bit younger than you, and I myself didn't know what the fuck doxing was. I used to hear people, they doxed me, and what the
I thought
fuck?
it was dox pop, if you want to know the truth at first.
Huh?
When I heard the doxing, I thought it was dox pop. I'm like, God, anybody can dox pop.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Are you talking about the docs where you type in their name and you find like a criminal record?
Like doxpop.com.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, and it probably is that.
And it's like, no, but now it's like these people out there that are creators, and even like you, like, okay, so your real name came out, and I see you kind of as a creator now because you're on there. You say your name and stuff like that. Other people say their own names.
That's why look. When I first came out on my first video that I came out on, nobody wanted to talk to me. Okay, so Crank to Sleep decided, yeah, that's fine. I said my full name. When I first came out, I said my initials, DNR. And then when
Oh, wait. You're from that unsolved video, and then some people looked up the DNR a long time ago.
Yes.
When was this?
Yes, when I first came out on the Unsolved, I identified myself. I told him, just say DNR.
He took all his videos down, remember?
Yes.
Because his source.
That was me.
Like a great person.
That was me.
That man seemed like a great person, and that man got kind of fucked for that. And that you could tell he felt remorse and he felt bad. I felt bad for that man. And that's, like, look at that. See, I don't know him. Just like I don't know Rick Snay. I don't know any of these people.
So
there's only one person in all that Discord and all that chat. There's only one person in there I know that is my friend that I know.
Who's that?
Well, I can't say that.
Okay.
It's not Bossy, because here's the craziest thing. I've seen a picture of Bossy now because I didn't go to the cookout, and my friend didn't go to the cookout because we were advised not to go to the cookout.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna go, and then Jinx told me not to go,
honestly,
so I didn't go. I
that's
said,
why
"Fuck that! I don't have to go."
Jinx, because Jinx wasn't being. How can I say it? I only talked to her in Discord, and she wanted to talk to you, and she wanted to explain to you. But is that going to make your friend Holly mad? Yeah, it's going to hurt her feelings. It's going to be drama for you if you want to keep your friend as Holly. You know what I mean? And then she's going to be upset with you because you went to the cookout, Noe, if you think about it.
Well, she already was, because she believes that I went.
I don't blame her because she's thinking everybody hates her. Well, I mean, she's willing to banter and fight back and forth with these people. And it's like, man, girl, you know what I mean? Like, it's not worth it anymore.
No, it's not. It's not.
It isn't. It wasn't worth it in the first place because Kegan is junk. You know what I mean?
Do you know Kegan? And may I ask you? I mean, it seems like every time I try to ask you something, you kind of like become evasive or like I'm intruding. But these are like, I mean, questions. Like, do you know?
What do you mean?
Yeah. No, do you know Kegan? Never met his dad. I mean, you're in Peru. His dad, or you know, why did you become involved? Like, Okay, I understand that you say, well, this came to your community, and of course, it's intriguing, of course, but you see, that's why I asked you if you were related to Kegan, because somebody told me that the way you were posting on your comments made it, she sounds like she's Tony's sister or something.
Like I actually know something about what's going on. Oh, it can't be that, right?
I don't know.
It could be that possibly I know what's going on in this community and some background of it, and so there are some questions.
Look, you said something, and I don't know what it was. It's like right now I can't tell you exactly what comments, and I mean, but I noticed that you were posting as Solobird, and you came in on one of my chat on Cramp to Sleep, and actually I was like, hey, I like your middle name, but I didn't know you were Yukio. You see what
I'm the person who asked you to play the Johnny Cash song as Solobird.
Well, I remember someone did.
My name. Listen, I changed my name because people want to dox me and want to put my information out on the internet. Okay? And if you don't want your name and your information out on the internet, then here's what you don't do. You don't put your face on there. You don't become a creator. You know what I'm saying? You don't answer questions like, what is it exactly that I did in China? And what is my profession and what do I do? Because then that way it's going to go back to, you're going to know who I am just by asking some people in Wabash.
Well, then you don't want nobody to know. You just want them to know that you know and that you are involved in chats.
No, it wasn't even about anybody to know that I know. I was just learning about it. There's stuff that...
How long have you been following the case? And involving in YouTube chats?
Let's say, not even a year.
Well.
For real, dude. My page may have been up way longer than a year because I've had what do you call it? YouTube, and you watch shit, you put it to your TV, you do this, you do that with it. But as for the true crime stuff, yes, I've heard about it like right after the Barbara Walters interview, and we would watch like Sunny Justice and shit like that, and then it just died down. Didn't watch nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, and
so you're saying like okay, like for example, me, I was locked up with Kegan, right? Before I got locked up last summer, I knew about the case. It was on the news, but I never followed it or joined chats or YouTube podcasters or anything like that. But when I got out, I was intrigued, right? And shit, I was just locked up with this dude that's on TV. So I start searching, and that's how I came across the Unsolved and Sunny Justice and all that shit. And obviously,
waiting for the Dropbox to come out.
Obviously, because you are intrigued as, I guess, an audience or whatever. I mean, in my case, I was a jailmate. I made comments, right? But
yeah, I'm just sassy. You know what I mean? I say shit.
Like that was my that's my reasoning, and it's valid. It's not like, oh, I like people say I inserted myself and wanted to be, but I said what I heard.
These people aren't my friends. I don't know any of them. Just like you. See how we're talking right here?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know you. I really don't know you. Do I know of you because of the things that you've said and the people that we know each other, get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we kind of know each other, but that's because you said your name and said like how you got here and where you came from and whatnot. You know what I mean?
You see, but I tell you these things like you, and when anytime like I ask something, you feel.
I live alone. Would I go and put my name out there to you or to anyone else? No, Noe. Think about it. Think about that. I mean,
but why?
Put out her real name because now she has all this drama and stuff. That kind of sucks.
So then, you just told me that you know like back. Well, how did you say it? things.
Because we know some of the same people.
No, no,
Like
no.
you,
But earlier you told me that you knew background stuff of about the case. That's why you're
not necessarily
okay.
background
Now, okay.
stuff.
Well, what
You know
did you
what I mean?
say? What did you say it was? And you don't have to tell me what
Oh,
you
I
know.
can't even remember exactly what I said
No,
now.
you said
It's
like
not
when
like
I
I'm
asked you,
lying.
do you know Kegan or Tony personally?
Yeah, I just
Because
said no. I do not know. Listen, ready? I do not know Kegan. He will be way, way younger than me.
right.
Okay.
Okay, but so you know
I have
Tony.
friends that know Tony.
Okay. So that's
So
what
I have
intrigues
friends.
you. That's why you're intrigued about it, and I understand. That's what all I'm
I'm
trying.
freaked out. Here's all it is. I'm freaked out because the only thing that I really want to know and what I'm really scared about is that Dropbox, okay? Because it has opened up the largest child porn or whatever in Indiana. I don't know if it's more than Indiana or not, but when it came from Peru, Indiana, and that's where I live, and this is where I was told to never move, I think to myself, oh my God, look at this community I'm in, and who are the other people in this Dropbox? So yeah, I did start watching stuff because I'm waiting on that Dropbox to open up and them to let us know who all these creeps are. If you were a woman, would you not? I mean, I understand it shouldn't be different if you're a man or a woman.
Yeah.
But if you're a woman, and I'm not saying Tony's a killer. Do I think he's a killer? Probably not. Is he probably a sick fucking creep? Yeah, I'd probably say that, possibly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He has friends. He has friends that believe him and trust him.
Like, you know,
you go putting names out there, guess who comes after you? Not police.
Well, you know how they've said, and this is out, how they've said how Tony's done things in the past, like, friends of his molested Kegan. You know that, right?
Well, now, I don't know it.
Well, you've never heard that?
I just listened to the murder sheet, okay?
Yeah, it was put out, okay? Kegan had a rough upbringing.
Right. And that he was a product of his environment.
And he claims that Tony was very violent and his friends would come and party and he was molested. That his claims. So you do know about that, right?
When I get to those parts and whatever, because I'm not good at this true crime stuff. I don't fall asleep to true crime and stuff like that. There's a lot of people who do, and they love that type of stuff. So that's why you see me in there, like, being just a fucking clown. Because everything is just so gross and freaks me out for everybody else. But people are so, like, they're going to solve this case. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they're going to solve this case. Do you?
No.
I mean, come on. He's in Peru, Indiana, which, okay, maybe he's not in Peru, Indiana now. But look at his lawyers. Look at what he just went through. Is Kegan a bad person for his choices and everything that he did? Yes. Did he act alone? Hell. Do we know that for sure? We don't know. Is that scary? Fuck yeah, that's scary, don't you think?
Well, yeah.
Because if his dad did have anything to do with this stuff, but doesn't say anything about it and none of his friends did or whatever, those people are still out there. I don't live in a different town to run away from those people. You're a man.
Well,
you know what I mean? You live in a different town. Hell, you probably even can have a gun and stuff. I don't even know how to shoot a gun. If somebody came to my door to take me, I would be taken. And I'm not kidding. I mean, I wasn't going to say it in messages and whatever and be like, no, I'm not going to sit here and tell you and think that you're on this drug or this substance or whatever when you are on probation and have an ankle monitor. It clearly said in that video. I'm not an idiot. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. Are you going to be shooting up and doing drugs if you're having to take piss tests?
Well, I've never shot up. Okay, I've never used a needle,
what?
but I said I've never used
You
them.
used the needle. It's clearly a fucking tattoo. I mean, was Reg being a smartass?
Well,
Yes.
now when you say Reg is Karen, what do you mean by that? I mean, now it's a joke. I mean, but you.
I had no clue at that time. At that time, I had no clue about this doxing and whatever, and the shit that went on with Croft and, you know, you guys and Bossy.
But but you said clearly Reg is Karen.
Yeah, and I was fucking around. Well, then next thing you know, guess what? People are getting freaked out because they got doxxed, and I'm like, why would you care that you got doxxed?
So what? So who's Karen then?
But listen, do you hear what I'm saying? So then I see a picture of somebody.
Who's Karen?
I'm thinking, okay, if I ever see a picture of somebody, let's see if I know these people. I don't even know one of those people.
Who's Karen?
Like even Bossy, who videoed you that day.
Uh-huh.
Never met her in real life, and she lives in my town. I don't even know her. It's not my town.
She's from Peru?
Yeah, you guys know that.
I don't know, but I'd never seen that lady until she stared at me as soon as I walked in the room upstairs.
She's been going to that case for a victim, for somebody who can't be there. Okay? For somebody who can't be there, she's been going to the case for Kegan, not for him, but you know what I mean? I don't know if it's one of his relatives, if it's one of his.
So who's the victim? One of Kegan's victim?
I don't know if it's one of Kegan's victims or if it's a family member who can't be there. Something. You know what I mean? So she goes there.
For Kegan's crime or for the Delphi crime?
For the Kegan crime.
Oh, okay.
It has nothing to do with Delphi. You know what I mean? If you really step back and look at it, you see it has nothing to do with Delphi.
So, but
it's being there on somebody else.
But when you said when you said like Reg is Karen, who's Karen?
I know. I shouldn't have said that. I was calling him a Karen.
Who's Karen? Karen's not a person.
There's somebody that is saying that they're doxxed on the whatever and says that their name is Karen. Now, can I figure them out? No, but it sure does seem to me like it's a fucking mess. You know what I mean? Like, Bossy is not the person that I know. Like, she's not my friend that I know in this whole crap.
So you've seen a picture of Bossy?
What?
You've seen a picture of Bossy? You don't know her from Peru?
No.
But you know quite a bit about her. You know, like
the video she did of you.
Yes.
Holly, like she said that she's gonna ask Holly for an interview. You know what I mean? And that sucks because you had to get in it. You know what I mean? Because I understand you were probably thinking like what those people were saying about Frank coming there, so you have to come prepared for fucking Frank. I get it.
I was expecting Frank to want to harass her. Last thing I expected was Bossy, and I didn't even know she was Bossy till after that video.
And she said that she's Bossy. She said whatever.
When did you say she was Bossy on the video?
And so mad that she's pressing charges and all this stuff.
On who?
Too deep and too far.
Who's she pressing charges on?
I have no clue, but she talks about like going and pressing charges, going out to the sheriff's department, whatnot, and it's like, wow, you know what?
So how do you know this if you don't know her? And she's from Peru.
People say everything. Are you serious? You live in Wabash, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
But when I hear
she doesn't know who I am.
When I hear, look, Solo, you're very popular in Rick Snae's group, okay? That's Jinx, Bossy, Hybrid, you Babylonian Thomas Frost. You know, you're very popular. Everybody exchanges comments with you all the time. You guys talk like, you know, I mean, you're a community. You Bossy. So you know, you seem to know like a lot about Bossy, but yet don't know anything about her. Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And this is the truth.
So
Just
who
like you.
and who is
I know a lot
bossy?
about-
Do you know who's bossy in real life?
No, I've never met her in the real life.
Oh, you
But
don't?
that
Do you
is
know
a
her
picture.
name? Do you know her name?
No, and I don't know her last name. I just know that she got her Facebook doxxed, and
By who?
she said,
Like how can her, you said her Facebook got doxxed? How do you dox Facebook? You dox a name. You don't dox a Facebook. Facebook is Facebook is public social media. You know.
listen, you're not really, I mean, we're not teaching each other anything here because I don't really, you know what I mean? It's not that deep to me. Now, is it that deep to her? It seems like, yeah, it sure does because she seems pretty upset. Now, when I saw a picture of her, and the picture of her that I saw was from Twitter and from Prost page, you know what I mean? She was right there on Twitter. The dude had her up on Twitter.
Who?
I mean, had I ever seen her before?
Who had her on Twitter?
No.
Who had her on Twitter? Huh?
I'm trying to think what his name was. Frey.
Oh. Well,
Whoever was-
but when you say Reg is Karen,
I
and
know.
and who's Bossy? What's Bossy's first name?
And that's what I don't understand. I don't know if her name is Karen. I don't know for sure. You get what I'm saying?
Do you
Because
think
now
Bossy's
everybody's
Karen? Do you think Bossy's Karen?
I don't know about that. Now,
Because
I
if
thought for sure
if
she
Bossy
was.
happens to be Karen, and then you make a statement like Reg is Karen, then Bossy is Reg Dunlap, and who's Arch Lux?
And everybody.
What about the Babylonian Cowboys? There's the Babylonian one, and there's the Gaucho, and now I heard that Todd Chris is.
And Babylonian Cowboy and Gaucho, it looks like that's the same exact.
The Babylonian Cowboy, El Gaucho.
He's
eh,
actually, I don't know him.
my
Nobody
God.
knows him except for, not even Rick Snay knows him.
No, I heard that El Gaucho or Babylonian Cowboy. I heard that it's Chris Todd. Listen,
No, it's not Chris Todd.
and it sounds like it could be Chris Todd because the first time I saw Chris Todd the other day on Rick Snay, he kind of talks like El Gaucho and that, that attitude of. Do you know what El Gaucho means?
El Gaucho, yeah.
What?
It seems like El Gaucho has more heart than that man that I listened to
Okay.
the other night. That man that I listened to the other night seemed more type.
Okay,
Right.
and then somebody told me that Tom Frost is Babylonian Cowboy.
Tom Frost is really Tom Frost, but see, I don't know him either. But he will show his face. He will show his name.
Yeah, but just because you show your face doesn't mean that you can make another account and not show your face on the other one. Like for example, Rick Snay.
Oh, you're thinking that maybe they're all the same person because everybody's saying that they're the same person. I just honestly think that they're not the same person.
I just look at the comments and then look at the post and then compare them. Like, look, this is what I realized. Check this out. Reg Dunlap made a post that was shared to me from Discord, okay? And it was a picture.
I followed on Frost's page.
It was a picture that showed my tattoo and said that I was shooting dope again. Okay, then within like an hour, I saw a post that came from Delphi After Dark from Rick Snay, and it was the very same picture, but it was close up. It was a close up of Holly, and he made a comment on that picture saying, "Here's Holly. I think she's doped up again, stoned." And then Frost, the first comment came from Frost that said, well, "Why would she be wearing a long sleeve hoodie?" And then I don't know if it was you. I'm sorry, maybe not you, but somebody followed up comments. It was Rick Snay. Hold on, honey. He said, "Oh, he's wearing that long sleeve sweater because she's shooting dope again." I mean, they were like simultaneous, very similar posts. So, just by me, nobody told me this. They just sent me the post. Look what's going on. Look, and this post, these pictures come from Bossy's recording video.
Right.
Okay, so
because all those pictures are from those videos, the 2 videos.
We did not want them to record us. We did not want to talk to them. I was there because I thought Frank Meister was going to go and try to do that to her. And I said, well, and Frank Meister and we've talked face to face, and I wouldn't have probably not gone off at him. But I didn't go off on these ladies. All I said was I used the F word, but I did not call them bitches or whores or like Rick Snay. Rick Snay gets mad at you, he'll call you a motherfucker or a whore if you're a woman, or I don't do that. I'll say shut the fuck up. I'll be direct and assertive, and yeah, I do have a loud mouth. I'm a loud voice, sure, but I did not verbally assault either one. What I wanted them to do is to leave us alone, leave her alone, leave me alone. She's with me, and if you're recording, you got a phone. Look, Bossy's video, she's recording me. And then when I walk, she picks...
know all this until afterwards, though, when everything starts coming out and you just put on the internet, to YouTube. And then you're like, oh my God.
Look, Bossy started recording me. And when I walked in front of her, and she had already fucking stalked me all fucking day long, okay? I'm not making this shit up. It got to me to the point that I had to go up to her and say, how can I help you, ma'am? You're staring at me all day long. How can I help you? And everybody got offended. Jinx and shit. They started texting Ruckus. That Noe, tell your boy Noe to cool down. He's intimidating us. Bullshit. They were, okay. And then after the Bossy video, Jinx was waiting for us in my car.
Don't let that type of stuff get you in shit. And you know what I mean? Because the head of the pro-fucking-mation department was in court that day. The guy that runs the place over there.
That's the lady that...
Yeah, at the Peru place.
It's so... I'm not on probation.
Oh, well, I didn't know what that meant to have an ankle monitor on.
I'm not... It's a different program, and it's not a probation program.
I wouldn't know about it. You know what I mean?
You see, they called the probation department. They made a mistake. I'm not on probation. I'm not... now I'm going to do it like you do. I'm not going to tell you what program I'm in, but I don't have a probation officer. I'm in a different program.
Shit about you. I've told you, you've told me about you, and I've told you who I know that would know you. You know what I'm saying? I don't look you up. Hell, I never even knew you had a wife. Now, if I were to look you up and be so curious about you, I definitely would have probably figured that you had a wife, or I would have asked some of my friends in Wabash. But I didn't. It's none of my business. You know what I mean?
Okay, so but if it's not, if that's the case, then why have you look? The only thing that I have to say to you about in regards to what you started this conversation about what comments do I want you to delete?
I didn't say you were on drugs, and if I don't want to hurt somebody,
I can't tell you, Yukio. I can't tell you. What I've noticed about you is that you're in every chat when it's Rick Snay and Frost and all them. And look, I haven't done shit to any of them. Okay, I did do a song for Rick Snay, the Small Balls song.
Honestly, I think everything was going to be fine last night with you and Rick if you could have just got over there and talked. That's why I was trying.
Why the fuck did he stay on my? Why am I gonna leave my show to go fucking cater to his show?
Because honestly, on your side, okay, listen. When I was over there, I caught the live, and I'm like, okay. It kept crackling, and even Greeno said that he couldn't hear you there for a minute. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe.
Well, that was not on our end. He did that on purpose. He did that on purpose because I challenged him to ask me to go to his show because he's always asking everybody, I'll have anybody on my show. And when I look earlier before I was texting.
I did stick up for were you? He
I
was like,
I was texting with Rick, and I said, "Look, Rick, I'm gonna go live tonight. Why don't you join me on a live?" And he said, "Fuck you, David." And I said,
he did.
"Yeah," on text. And,
See, I don't understand the man. You know, it's kind of like he's a comedian, but he's a independent reporter and stuff like that. Is he funny? Yeah. Should I laugh at other people's jokes? No. But is it funny? Like the Raffy Taffy, the shit like that, because of how he acts? Yes. You have to admit it.
well, yeah, I mean, I know, I understand that. I understand that he thinks he's the king of content because he's willing to make he's willing to make himself look ridiculously stupid on YouTube in a public platform at the cost of clicks, subscribers, and likes and time, because he depends on that income because his part-time job as a bouncer. Come on, you know that being a
calls him a bar bitch. Like, why the wife calls him a bar bitch? Because is it because he works at a bar? Does he work at a bar?
yes.
Is he like a waiter or
I mean, Yukio, come on, you know, you've been on his show.
No, I do not.
You know that he says he's a bouncer at Casey's bar in Indianapolis. Please don't. I mean, come on now. You watch him. You watch him.
Listen, I believe in God, and I promise to Jesus that if he worked at any bar, like they say that, you know what I'm saying, bar bitch.
That's why they call
and stuff like that. I assumed he worked at a bar, but if he worked at a bar, I figured it was probably around Delphi or somewhere. I'm just asking, like...
So you don't know that he lives in Indianapolis?
No!
You've never heard him say he lives in Indianapolis and he works for Casey's bar? And he says he's a bouncer?
No, I've not even heard him say that. I thought Casey's bar was in Delphi.
Well...
What's the one in Delphi? There's some bar... that Rick Allen was always in. I thought it was Casey's bar.
Well, maybe the one that Rick works in is called Katie or Casey. Katie's bar. It might be Katie.
Like Casey's bar or something.
Yeah, but they shut it down. That bar no longer exists. Yeah, the one in Delphi.
Not even open?
The bar in Delphi where Rick Allen used to work no longer is in service.
That's not even where he's a bar person at.
No.
Well, and when she calls him a bar bitch and table whatever, I'm just like, I wonder what he does. Is he a fucking bartender? You know what I mean? Like,
he claims that
so I've never asked.
He claims that he's a bouncer. Okay, he's a bouncer, and he claims that he works from Thursday through Saturday as a bouncer, and he earns he's claimed that he earns $450 a night. That's $1,200 in 3 days. That's what he claimed. Okay.
Wow.
Now, one time before the murder sheets, and I got into it over some bullshit. I was texting with.
Murder sheets either?
Huh?
What? You know the murder sheets people too?
Well, yeah.
You know Kevin and Ann now. See what I mean? That's why I don't want any part of it. Yes, I want to get on there and I want to be able to have fun with strangers and say smart ass things. But do I want involved in any of this? Hell no.
But how is that? Don't you think that's a little careless and irresponsible to want to wait? Hold on, Yukio, listen to me. Don't you think that's a little careless and irresponsible to like want to go get your feet wet, but not not let anybody know who you are? And for that reason, I kind of do admire Rick Snay, because he'll say shit in it, but he puts his fucking face. He puts his fucking face up. And that's...
If I was a man, I would be transparent. I'm not a man. My father is not here.
Well,
if my father was
look,
on this
Yukio,
earth,
I'm not, I don't hate you or anything. I ask you because sometimes you come across you come
trying to
across.
just
Look,
figure this shit out.
at very
And
first, I thought you were a man. At very, very first, until somebody told me that you were Kegan's aunt. You could be Kegan's aunt, right?
And I know that. I thought that we've moved on.
Well,
you know
look,
what I mean?
yeah, we did, because then we started talking about Wabash and people we knew, and that I was, oh, well, that's cool to meet someone from, but it's.
Right, but if the case was over, if this case was over, and I felt like it was over, and all this drama was over, I would love to meet the people.
Well,
even go to that cookout and meet people and tell you who I am and whatever, because I'm not a bad person, but it's still not over. It's a big old fucking mess now. You know what I mean? Like, how can you say who you are?
Well, look, to be honest with you, the case, I think they have it under control. They're just being it's a huge deal because of the Dropbox, okay? They can't talk a lot. But you know what the mess is? You know what the mess is? The mess is the YouTube community.
Yeah.
The cops have their shit together. Well, I mean, not to the best of their ability, because they've made many mistakes, but they know they know more than us. Now, we, the YouTube community, that's where the fucked up mess is. Richard Snay against Holly against Ruckus against Prof, everybody against Prof against everybody against Noe against that, and me like having this conversation with you right now.
I said that day to you, I was like, and I'm sure Wife Lilith was pissed about it, but I was like, just don't even go down that road. You know what I mean?
Well, like, what road?
Don't be the brave, but don't be her brave heart. Don't be whatever, because don't get yourself in trouble. I don't want to see you get yourself in trouble because you yelled in a courthouse or you stuck up for somebody, because you know what? She can stick up for herself. I can understand with the Frankmeister stuff, you know what I mean? But then it's like, if you already have that adrenaline going in you, you know what I mean? And then some women come up and ask you a question, you're going to stick up for her still. And nobody faults you for that because they understand it. But do they look at it like, okay, she's putting you in this stuff, even though she's not? She's probably telling you, no, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that. If the shoe was on the other foot, you might look at it the same way.
Okay. It sucks that these ladies, Bossy and Jinx, they put a camera to my face, and I don't care that they were trying to talk to Holly. I was with her. If they want to talk to Holly, they can catch her when she's alone, and they can do a one-on-one without a male in it. I went there for Frankmeister. Frank announced it. And when he announced that, I announced, well, she's going to be with me, dude, so you're going to have to deal with me. This did never involve Bossy or Jinx. They put Jinx has no reason, Jinx has no right and no right to film my vehicle, my face, and then expect me to not say a goddamn thing. And I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, because I don't cuss a whole lot, okay? I really don't. But I don't give a fuck that she's a woman and I'm a man. You do not record my face or my vehicle and try to harass my friend on top of it, and then say that I inserted myself into it. When you're the fucking one that's standing right next to my car, 10, 15 feet, that don't matter. She made a big old deal about I said she was right next to my car. She posted herself and stalked me and Holly. And that's not what it's about. There is a drone footage that shows it clear.
But I definitely wasn't there.
No, have you not seen the drone, Yukio?
What bossy is, I didn't know that she is a person who's at every court date. I had no clue about who she is and who she was. Did I see a picture of her from the prof thing and then from the cookout stuff? Yes. And I was like, damn, I don't even know that girl. I've never seen her.
I don't either. I don't either. Look, I
asked my friend, I'm like, hey, girl, do you know her? I thought you knew who Bossy was. And she was like, no, I've never even seen her.
Look, Yukio, I had, the only thing I knew was that I have interacted like with hybrid with and
Yes.
you
And we
with
care about
you
Zoe,
with
and
Jinx.
that's what Jinx wanted to do too. But you didn't want to talk to her, which is fine.
No, I
Not
didn't want to
that
talk
they
to her
just
because
feel.
the way she when I reached out to her, the way she
I know.
that was
I know.
and she turned me off, and that was it. But I said to her clearly, no hard feelings, and I didn't know she was gonna go after Holly and record my vehicle, park herself
But
right
you
next to my
realize that.
vehicle.
Remember, I tried to get back a hold of you.
Yeah, I
To get
remember.
you
Yeah,
to
you
talk
would
to
you,
me.
you were telling me that
Because I seen what happened. You know what I mean? And she's seen what happened. And she thought, okay, maybe he did take that in the wrong way. You know, like, you're not welcome because you hang out with Holly. No,
That's-
it's not about that. It's like, come, Noe, but just don't bring Holly. Like, the delivery wasn't great. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing.
The delivery sucked.
Well, she's never even acknowledged that, okay? And she won't acknowledge that. She won't look, I acknowledge that I did scream at them. Okay, I did.
We're talking about the cookout. Then you wouldn't even talk to her, and I'm like, shit, Noe, come on.
But she won't even acknowledge that the way she came across to me was not like, I really reached out to her with enthusiasm and you know, like enthusiasm to be there because I was invited. And then imagine like you know, you're looking forward to something and then they just shut you out about it. They shut you out and you feel you feel demoralized. You feel like I don't want to go now. That's what happened.
And that's exactly what happened. She realized how she said it, and that she said it in a kind of a foul manner, or however you would say that. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't about you.
Look. She wasn't disrespectful or she cursed at me or anything. She was very. It was very discouraging. That it was very
Like you come across, because it's like you have an accent a little bit, and I don't know what your accent is, you know what I'm saying? But you have a certain way of talking. She has a certain way of talking, like when she talks, because she's from the South, and I have not heard many Southern people. I told you I'm from Wabash, okay? I do live here in Peru. But it's like these Southern people, when they say stuff, it either sounds too sweet or too
harsh.
kind of like harsh. There's no middle ground, and they don't realize it, and we don't know how to take it. You know what I'm saying?
And like in my case, I know that my voice carries. It's very thick, and when I get a little bit loud, it sounds even worse. So
well, and Jinx can take that. Now, I've heard about Bossy, and the reason that Bossy cannot take that type of stuff is because she's been in abusive relationships. She's had people.
Well, let me tell you something. She has a very sinister and sadistic look in her face. Okay.
I've never seen her in person, only in those pictures.
And she come out on Ruckus. Did you hear her show with
No,
Ruckus?
I didn't watch the Ruckus show because I was so not feeling good.
Well,
That's what I mean.
she came across very nice and very polite and very caring. She even says that she cried
That's how
with.
she acts on what do you call it? On help me.
What?
Discord. On Discord.
She cried with Kegan, and
on Discord.
but
you know?
but the way she treated me in the court, off the bat, as I was walking up the steps, she made me feel very uncomfortable, and I didn't know who she was. I didn't know that was Bossy.
I wonder if she just felt intimidated herself because of past situations that she's been through.
Look,
You know what I mean?
Yukio,
Like, that you
Yukio,
don't know about and I don't know about.
Yukio, check this out. She knew that I had made a statement that I would be there with Holly, and that I wasn't gonna let anybody harass her.
See, I didn't know that until the day of or the day after, when Ruckus came in there and said, I said it right on, he said it was right in, he was on a live with Frank or something.
Yeah.
And Frank said something like that.
Yeah, Frank said it.
He's like, oh, no, we know.
And I replied, I waited a few days. And
I don't want you to hurt things with you and ruckus and everybody because of sticking up for somebody. You know what I mean? I look at it like that. Because if it would have been for Frank, okay. I mean, is Ruckus gonna not like you because of any of this?
Well, listen, why did Bossy record me?
You know what? I have no clue. Here's what I'm thinking. The only reason that you got recorded is because you stepped in front.
No. Hold on. Go and look at the video. She's recording me.
Oh, Gary Nichols in the video. He's a good dude.
She's recording me. If you start the video at the beginning, she's recording me. Holly's nowhere around the video. And as I walk...
the beginning of the video where you're walking?
As I walk across, she follows me and then captures Holly and gets in her face. And I'm like, what's going on? Because I'm trying to catch Kegan. That's what I was trying to do. You see, I'm trying to record Kegan. They're trying to record us. Please understand. We're trying to record the fucking suspect, the guilty guy. They're trying to record us. I'm sorry. Please don't believe that I'm screaming at you or anything, okay? That's what I'm trying to get, and nobody wants to fucking say anything about that. All they want to say is that I screamed at Bossy, and that I'm intimidated Bossy, and verbally assault Bossy, and Jinx. And nobody's saying, well, she was recording Noe. Secretly recording me.
Like that because they're gonna look at it in the other way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's called. You know what it's called? And please don't feel offended. You know what it's called? And it's been happening to me. It's been happening to me for the past 25 years here in the state of Indiana. It's called I get rednecked because I'm not from here. It's called unfair treatment. Now, because if you were to go and live in Brownsville, Texas, as a white lady, you would feel what I'm feeling up here. I promise you, it's not racism. It's discrimination. It's unfair treatment because we have different cultures. It's something that's natural. If you put a different type of cat living with alley cats, there's going to be difference in the environment, in everything, because of the you see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a dick, and me saying that I get redneck in this community, and everywhere I lived, in Warsaw or in Goshen, like, you know, I stick out like a sore thumb. Let me tell you.
Here's the thing: if you lived in Peru or you lived in places like that, you're not going to stick out like a sore thumb because that's half the reason. Well, that's just a racist place. You know that, right?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I know that. I've been here 8 fucking years.
That's why I said sundown towns. I mean, now Mexicans have lived in Wabash, and they're fine. You know, I know not many of them, because there aren't many of them. There may be now, but did I grow up with many of them? No. There was only a few families, right?
Look, Yukio.
What?
I worked in the school system for many years, and my workload was Spanish speaking students. You know what they told me one time when we had a group of Spanish students? This white counselor lady told me that all kids that have a Spanish last name have to take a language, what's it called? It's an English evaluation. It's kind of like an English evaluation test. I can't remember the exact name.
Can you speak English well enough?
Yeah, no, she told me just because they had a Spanish name, last name. And I said, whoa, no, it doesn't work like that. Only the kids that really need.
Manchester or Wabash?
Only the kids. You know that there's a lot of kids that have Spanish names and they speak fluent English. And they speak fluent English. And she said, no, if they have a foreign last name, they have to take this test because of their last name. I said, you are so stupid, you know.
What's her name, Shay?
Just because of the name. That's profiling.
Wait, did you say it was the counselor? Because there was a counselor her name was Shay, and she was a lesbian. She had a wife.
No,
Say that again?
you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. Wait, no, she wasn't a counselor. Or you're talking about. Are you talking about Miss? She was my
Finnegan
aunt.
or-
She was my
Wait,
aunt.
hold on.
Well, she was.
ended up marrying Marcia. I can't think of Marcia's last name, who was a professor or something at Manchester College. Help me.
You're not talking about Cripe,
She,
Nancy Cripe, and Troop.
no.
Do you remember Troop? She was an English teacher at
No, Troop is from a long, long time ago. This would be in the past 15, 20 years.
Well, I know Marsha. You're talking about Marsha.
Did you go to Wabash High School too?
No, dear. I'm from Texas.
Oh, how do you know Troop?
Troop was my aunt. Or my uncle, however you want to look at it.
Troop is a woman.
Well, she was lesbian.
Yeah, but she's a woman.
I know. That's why I said she was my aunt or my uncle, however you want to look at it.
Oh, you smart ass. Oh my god.
What?
You're a dick.
Well, I mean,
I know. I would never tell her.
look. Troop married Nancy Cripe, and Nancy Cripe, I dated her niece back in the day.
Wait. Hold up.
What?
Hold up.
Troop. The
Amos. Sandra Amos.
Almighty, you're doxing me now. What about her? What about her?
Sandra. Carla. Sword. Hold on.
How
Why
you
am I
get?
remembering names? Philip Easterday. Why am I remembering these names?
Why are you? Yeah, why are you saying these names?
I don't know.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you do know.
No, I'm telling you right now. Hold on. I'm trying to think of something. Because I went to school with these people.
So how are
And
you?
that girl's last name is now Amos.
Wait a
Is that your
second.
wife?
How are you saying to me that you're way older than me, and now you're saying you went to school with Carla and Sandra and Philip Easterday? How did you get that?
I'm telling you, wait a second. Hold on. That girl's last name is Amos, I believe. So that's why I just said to you, what in the world?
Where did you find that? Where did you find that?
Listen, I have Facebook. Hello.
Well, then send me a friend. Also, you mean to tell me that you're looking at my Facebook page right now and
No,
you
this
found?
has nothing to do with your Facebook. Okay? This has to do with the last name that I remember seeing. And it was Amos. And it was Carla Sword, though. Now, Carla Sword was at my school. We were not in the same class. However, that's why I just said, well, oh my gosh.
So you're not way older. How you say? Now you see, Yukio, what you're doing to me. No,
Way older
look,
than you do.
look, Carla.
But I'm not going to tell you all that stuff because I don't want my...
Carla is younger than me.
Until the Dropbox and all that
So
stuff,
if you went to school with Carla, you're younger than me.
I mean, I'm younger than you. And I'm a female.
Well, that-
and there's the Dropbox. I live in the same town as a bunch of creeps.
What prompted you to say Sandra
Because I just
Amos?
remember seeing... Okay, listen, I have a lot of Facebook friends. Okay?
So what's your Facebook name?
Listen. And I do believe...
Let me see your Facebook. Let me see. Tell me your face. Let me look you up.
You're gonna know who I am. Why do you know who I am so bad?
No.
That's what freaks me out, Noe.
Well, why are you wanting to know if I know Carla and Sandra?
I'm not wanting to know if you know Carla. I'm just trying to remember these names because when you started to say that about the counselor and about how people are treated, I remember how people are treated. I remember how
Yukio. What is your name on Facebook? Send me a friend request.
No, wait. As soon as this whole case and crap is over, I really will. And you can know who I am. This isn't anything about out to get you or to get anybody else. This is for my own for real safety.
You're trying to figure out if Sandra Amos is my wife.
No, I'm not. I promise to Jesus that name just popped in my head. You know what I mean? We have a lot of mutual friends, and she's on my friend list, I think. Or one of my best friends' list, and I just remember that last name had been Amos. If she's your wife, more than happy. I'm not going to say, listen, you hear me say this right here. You're never going to hear that name come out. You know what I mean? And the only reason that I think that I've seen this is because it has something to do with Philip Easterday passing. And it's been like maybe...
What is it that it has to do? What is it?
Huh?
What is
What'd
it?
you say?
What does it have to do with... Well, what do you mean that? How are you relating?
I'm just saying, okay, because you're telling me about if you have the last name of a minority, I guess, what you call it, or a Hispanic last name, like say Delgado, Zapata, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? The only other few last names in Wabash that I had remembered were Cruz, there was the Max Cruz, there were some other Cruzes, and I didn't remember an Amos, but then I remembered an Amos because of Philip Easterday. And I don't know why I remember it because of Philip Easterday. I can't remember if she had a child with him, like way back when, or if what.
So where does Carla come into the picture?
I remember things as they trigger in my mind.
Where does Carla come into the picture? How does Carla come into the picture?
Okay, we're sitting here talking about last names.
No, we were talking about Troop and Nancy Kripe.
Right, and I started to think back into the school. Think about it. I mean, this isn't like some puzzle or riddle. She was an English teacher. Mrs. Troop, or Miss Troop. She was an English teacher. She was a great woman. I mean, I haven't seen her in 50 million years.
Yeah.
But I love that lady to death.
And I told you that she was. I told you that she was my aunt for a while.
Yeah, uncle, whatever you were
because
saying.
Because she married Nancy Kripe, and Nancy Kripe.
I don't know who Nancy Kripe is.
You know Nancy Kripe?
No. See, the reason I know Troop
is
just from English and from like journalism.
Okay, listen to this. You know where 114 and 13 meet? You know where the timeout in is?
I know where 114 is because I used to be able to take it to get to Manchester really quick.
Okay,
or,
so we're talking about Manchester. You know where the timeout in is, and the Dairy Queen on 114.
No. I know where Dairy Queen is, but not the timeout. What's the timeout?
It's the bar.
Nope, I've never been there. I don't drink.
Okay, you know where? Okay, you know where Dairy Queen is?
Yeah.
Okay, Dairy Queen. Right next to Dairy Queen is the timeout in.
I know what you're talking about now.
The
on the way to Wawa Sea. It's right there on the right.
Yeah, Doug is the owner.
See, don't know him.
Okay, all right, but we know where we're. Okay, you know Butterball, the gas station, on the corner of 114 and 13.
It's been so long, but yeah, I know the gas station right there.
All right. Do you ever remember a
girl who died in a bathroom?
No.
I did remember some girl, the Brandt's daughter, that died in a bathroom there.
That wasn't there though. Do you? Okay. What I'm trying to tell.
I live in Wabash. I just hear about.
Look, I'm trying to share some info with you that it's completely relevant, so that you understand why I know Nancy Kripe. She was my aunt.
Who is she though? I mean, is she?
Well, I'm trying to tell you, but you won't let me, honey.
Oh, there you go. Sorry.
Okay, Dairy Queen, right? There's a bar right next door. It's called the Timeout Inn. Okay, if you were to come out of the Dairy Queen and look straight across the street, there's a big old farm with some German Baptist family. It's a huge farm right in the corner of 114 and 13, right across the street from Dairy Queen. Okay, they're German Baptist, and they're known for having the tents there every 4 years. They have a German Baptist convention, okay? Now, that family, they're the Kripes, and they're German Baptist. Their daughter left the church and I dated their daughter back in the day when I met Johnny.
You mean left the church?
She left the church. She got out of the.
Is it like a kind of like of an FLDS or something? Like they have their certain ways.
Yeah, something like that. It's more like Mennonites and Quakers and but she got out of that. She didn't want to be that. She wanted to go to college and live normal like all of us or whatever.
Yeah.
And I met her when I was a teacher. I was a teacher at Head Start in Warsaw, and she used to work for a company called Cardinal Center. Okay, and she used to bring a kid to the school, and I used to help her unload it. So we started dating. So I met her Aunt Nancy. Nancy used to be married or partner with Miss Troop.
And that's your relative?
No, well, when I was dating her niece, she was.
Gotcha. But still, family's family.
And this is back in the day when I used to hang out with Johnny Jr.
But Troop would not be racist. She would not act like that.
No, they were not. No,
A lot of Wabash was.
No, and when I was talking to you about the names and all that, I was talking about a different school system. And I was talking about Wawasee. This happened in Wawasee, at Wawasee High School when I worked there. So, but anyway.
I thought maybe you were Head Start. When you said online that you were Head Start and whatever, I just assumed Wabash or North Manchester.
No, I've never worked the Wabash school system. I worked at Kosciuszko schools. I work at Wawasee School Corporation and Richmond School Corporation and Wiggly County School Corporations. I work at 4 different school systems in the 2000s.
Did you say Massinola?
No, Wawasee. That's in Syracuse. It's in Syracuse.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I mean, I know that Wawasee isn't in Syracuse, but you know what I mean? Like the lake. So
you and I know each other a lot more than we you just said and this all ties back to the somebody had told me that you were posting something in the comments on the prof and you gave that person a reason to believe that you were related to either Tony or maybe Kegan's mom. And that's why I asked if you were Kegan's aunt. You said no. I have the.
But we still thought about it. You know what I mean? I'm a shit about things, and that's kind of how I am. And once you realize and know who I am, when this stuff is over, then you'll understand. You'll be like, oh, duh, I've heard of her before.
Well, of course I know we know who we are, and I'm gonna probably know. Oh, it's her, and.
But you've never met me. You and I have never actually met. Our people know each other. If you are, okay, say those people that I just popped up in my head, where I found the last name of Ramos and thought about it.
You see, now you're saying Ramos. Amos and Ramos are 2 different names.
Oh my God. Well then, you're right. So Amos and Ramos aren't even the same fucking name.
Exactly. I'm David Ramos.
Look, I know about this.
But hey, here's another thing. I'm known as Cruz. I'm Cruz. And if you don't know, if you never ever heard of Cruz.
I never knew that. You said you were the bird.
Well, that's my, oh God, that's my nickname.
God, you got me fucking, oh, you do want to know why I have so many fucking names and you have this name and Noe?
Yeah, but I've come forward. Look, when I first came here, everybody knew me as Cruz. Everybody knew me as Cruz, right?
Okay, so when you say Cruz, I think of these people named, there was a Max Cruz.
Yeah, I know them. I know who you're talking about. Max Cruz and Brian, I think, or...
And there was a girl Cruz, too.
Yeah, the Cruzes, yeah. I mean, I don't know them, but I know who they are because I used to work at Village Pantry and one of them guys lost their...
Amos had anything to do with Ramos.
You see, you're wrong there. Saying I know who you're talking about, but
and I'm not ever gonna say anything about it.
But for you, like to bring up like my, since I've mentioned, and I've been married for years, but now that you mentioned, you know, you associated me with Carla Sorg and Philip Easterday, and now let me.
I'm not associating you with them. I just assumed like maybe you're related to her, not her wife or whatever.
Well, you said, is she your wife?
That's why I said, okay, well then, is that your wife? Whoa, I don't know who's anybody. But look, I didn't even have the damn last name right. It's something that I saw on Facebook, and I just remembered, that she had a Hispanic last name, and she never used to have a Hispanic last name.
Well,
Philip Easter Day. Does that make sense? And
yeah.
This has been a year ago.
Did you go to his funeral?
No. I did.
So you went to school with Carla?
Huh?
You went to school with Carla?
Yes. I did.
Do you know Kelly Mons?
Yes, I do.
So yeah, then you know Cruz. I mean, there's no way you cannot not know me as Cruz.
No, I didn't hang around with them.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're right. And when I popped here in 2001, or wait, I popped the Wabash in 2000.
I moved in 1995.
So you've been gone since 95.
Mm-hmm.
What class did you graduate? What year?
See, I'm not no. Then that's gonna call me out.
No, it's not. How the fuck is that gonna call you out?
It's not. I'm not gonna. When all this is over, I really will tell you who I am. But you're still not gonna know me. You're just gonna know of me. You've never met me. Now they know me and they know of me, but they never really.
Are you gonna send me a picture of Beijing?
No, why am I sending a picture of Beijing?
Because I'd like to see Beijing. Don't people like people share pictures with each other and
Yeah, but you and I have never shared any pictures. I don't ask you for pictures, so what in the world? This is what I don't understand. Why it continues to go
No, what
on.
you don't understand is that I'm transparent, and I'm asking you to be transparent, and you're not being transparent.
I cannot be transparent. I explained that to you, and it's for my own safety.
Well,
it's for my own safety.
I am not Kegan, dude. I don't do that kind of. I used to sell dope.
Not
Okay.
against anybody. But it is for my own safety and for my friend's safety.
Well, look, Yukio. Yukio, or I can technically now call you bitch because you put that up, but I'm not gonna do that. But look, okay, I'll call you Barbie. Look, Barbie, look, it is. I'm gonna be flat honest with you, and in the most polite way I can be. It's very shady to me that you're being very shady. You interact a lot with Rick and with that group like Thomas Frost and their comments and stuff. And for me,
none of them even know my own name.
But how do I know that? How do I know that you don't talk to them like you and I are talking just now and share private messages?
I put my word on God. I promise to Jesus. I mean, that's for real. Ruckus doesn't even know my real name.
Ruckus told me he knows you.
No, he knows me, but he does not know my real name.
And you have everyone fooled thinking that you're a little old lady from China, and because that's what Ruckus told. Ruckus said, "Look at me. I'm not worried to say Ruckus told me that you're a little old lady, And if you go tell Ruckus, hey, no, he said that you." I don't care. I mean, that's, it's not like I'm snitching on you or putting you out. It's like, people talk. I talk to you now, and when I hang up, I'm going to talk to someone else, and you're going to talk to someone else. I mean, and you're going to be like, oh, I was on the phone. I mean, I know how it is.
The only thing that I've said out loud or said anything about was our recent messages where I was like, man, what is going on here? What does this dude want? And what does he want me to remove? Because I will remove it. This is just too much.
Well,
this is drama.
Well, what I'm saying to you is that I cannot
I'm not trying to hurt people.
I cannot pinpoint the comments right now off the top of my head. But I just noticed that Solobird, like you came into You came into Crying to Sleep, and you were nice to me, and I even said I like Solobird's middle name because I'm the bird.
Yes.
Remember? And you asked me to play her. I do
not
remember
you.
that. But then I turn around, I turn around, and then I go to another platform like Rick's Nay, and you're over there very active on chat with everybody, with Frost and everybody else, and with Karen, which is Bossy, right? You said it was Reg. You said
for sure.
so. Now by you just saying Reg is Karen, and knowing that Bossy is Karen,
You see it right
Bossy
there
is
in the
Karen, you're pretty much kind of like making me now think that Reg Dunlap is Karen. I thought it was
I'm not trying to make you think that. I'm
because
telling
you
when
said
I
it. You said Reg is Karen and Bossy is Karen.
Listen, I said that like about Reg, saying you're Karen. Get it? Like you're a Karen. Next thing you know, everybody's acting like people are doxxed from the.
Well, I don't know if you said. Now I don't know if you said. You see, this type of comments is what I'm referring at.
Yeah, well, these comments.
And you are taking it as this isn't. Look, you are taking it as entertainment. This is not entertainment to me. This is two girls who were murdered in a very brutal manner.
Has nothing to do with the girls. You know what I mean?
It's everything. I mean, what's the name of the show? Delphi After Dark. It has everything. If those two girls weren't dead right now, we would not be having this conversation. But now you're saying you said Reg is a Karen.
No, listen. You can go right there and see the comment.
I wouldn't be able to find it right now.
I haven't even removed it because I didn't. I mean, I thought, shit, I didn't say anything bad.
Okay, but do you understand? Do you understand? Like,
now I understand.
I'm trying to say, like, you were very, very involved with my chat. You requested a song, and you know, and then like a couple days later, I go to another platform and I see Solobird. I'm like, oh, I know who that is, right? And then I read the comments. I'm like, what? You know, that's why I reached out to you. And the only way I figured out that you were Yukio was because when I went back to Discord, I just
switched my name. It's always on. I mean, think about it. It goes from Yukio to whatever.
Yeah, it changed your name. It changed your name to Cricket and Minerva.
And then my friend changed her. Okay, I changed my name to Docs a lot. You forgot that one too last night when you were running off all my 5 million names, asshole. God.
Well, I mean, why so much? You know, like I tell everybody, I am the bird. I am the bird. I am David Noe, Ribos. You know,
are just two little names.
You see, like I have the only thing that links me to the Delphi case is being incarcerated with Kegan Kline.
I have nothing to do with the Delphi case. I have nothing to do with any case. Now.
So why are you so involved in chats in different platforms with different names?
Because I had fun doing it.
And you told me that you have some inside knowledge.
No, not inside like information that people would want.
So what is it then?
Heard, you know what I mean?
When we were talking about Kegan, about Tony Kline, you said, I asked you like if you were related or on the mom's side maybe, and you said, well, no, but the reason why you were there, like you had some insight, something.
I wasn't there. I was never there. I've never been in that courthouse, other than for, you know what I mean? I've not been in that courthouse for one time. I have drove by that courthouse when Kegan Kline's had a court date a long time ago. But I have never been in that courthouse. I don't know Kegan, but I know some things about the case with him. Does that make sense?
Kind of like me.
Well, no. I'm not put in it. You know what I'm saying? I really have nothing to do with it.
Okay, and the things you know about Kegan, they're 100% like fact. They're fact knowledge.
So I don't know.
Have you reached
No, I
out
don't
to
know anything.
ISP or Holman or somebody with that? Because if it's something that
No, I
you,
have no facts or nothing like that about him. It's not about anything that he's done or did or anything. It's about, honestly, how can I say this? You live in this community, right? Say my friend and I, we live in this community.
mm-hmm,
We're females,
mm-hmm.
correct? Do we want our names out there if there are others in that Dropbox who are friends with, not Kegan?
Come on, Yukio. I'm not a detective, honey. Don't do me like that.
No, I mean, I don't even know how to explain it.
Just be transparent and just say it, you know.
A friend.
Because I can hardly even remember where I put my glasses. You think I'm gonna remember all this? I mean, that does not answer that does not answer the comment that you made to me that you know about them or you have something about them, but you don't know Tony. You see, I thought you were. Somebody told me that the way you were commenting made it seem like you were related. She sounds like Kegan's aunt, is what I was told. That's why I asked you. I said, well, why don't you ask her? And she's like, no. So I said, I'll ask her. So I asked you. And you got mad, of course, for a little bit.
Yeah, because I was freaked out. I'm like, dude, I would never want to be related to those people. That isn't on my DNA. No, I'm not even from this town. Do you think I want to be part of that stuff? No.
Yeah, but there's something that you commented, and I don't know what it was. There's something that you've been on your comments that you're like you just bullshitting around. Like you to you it's just a game. To you it's just a game. You just bullshit, just fuck around with people. But you said something that made this person think she's close to these people or knows about them, or you make him think that you were their aunt, his aunt, or you know.
Yeah,
So,
I guess, but it was so many months ago. I wish I knew what I said. You know what I mean? Because there's, at my age, I guess Tony is a little bit older, but I guess that if you're from Peru or you've lived here for so long, everybody kind of knows him. Does that make sense?
well, yeah, of course it makes sense. Wait, I've been here for 25 years. I know that. So that's why when I say like, so you know about them. You know, like I know people in Peru. I mean, I don't know everything about them or anything like Stevie.
Right.
You know Stevie Ryland?
No.
She owns the corner bar.
No.
You don't go to bars. You're not a bar. Well, you see, I know her, but I don't know anything about her. But I know if I was to go to the bar, I'd see her. We would talk like we knew each other. But then I leave the bar, I probably not even remember her. You know, I know.
Right,
Steve.
That's probably why I don't know Bossy. You know what I mean? That's probably why I don't know a lot of the people like that.
But do you know that Bossy's Karen?
Back in the day,
Do you know? Do you at least know that? Do you at least know that Bossy is Karen?
No, I don't know exactly that she's Karen. I can't say that because I don't know her first or last name. And I've never even seen her. And when I asked my friend that has to do with this, I'm like, do you actually know her? Because she graduated from Peru and has lived in Peru her whole life, my friend.
Do you know how old she is?
No. She's gonna be she can't be old.
Yeah, you think she's about Tony's age? I think she's probably younger than Tony.
Listen, I always thought Tony was younger than what he was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought he was a little more not in his 50s, like, but he is in his 50s.
Like, what made you think? What made you think that he might have been younger? Like, just from the case,
because
or
I never knew his age. Because I never knew his age.
And you don't know like anybody in your circle that's like connected to them or him, or like for you to have said something that triggered my friend to think you were related to the Klines. I don't know.
I know people.
Okay.
I have friends that, you know, have had shit to do with him. Does that make sense? And why I would know some of the things that I know?
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole town talks about it, and only his friends that are still his friends seem to believe him or whatever, you know what I mean? So a lot of the older people in the town who talk about him and say all this stuff, even in hair salons, you get what I'm saying?
Now, when you brought up, let me ask you something. When you
like that, you know, all kinds of just weird shit that you would have never known of him, that people just say now. And
so can you verify? Can you verify that it's true what has been said about him? Like in terms of the way he treated his kids, the way he would treated women. No?
I can't verify that because I never know it for sure. I never would have seen it.
So then
what
you've heard about him, what you've heard
like,
about him is like he's a real good guy, or he's a good dude, he's a hardworking guy, he's a good father. Well, if you can't verify either way, neither good nor shitty.
I mean, honestly,
because if you're telling me that you're in a circle that you know mutual friends and you know people about, that's why you know so much about them, but you can't make a decision.
I can make a decision, but
so what do you think
I'm
of?
not going to incriminate people because we can't talk about this stuff.
Why?
You get it?
Why?
Because the FBI and everybody already know. Hello?
I'm here.
I mean, come on.
I'm here.
Now, do you see why my friend and I can't speak about this?
So
and
you
put our names up there?
So you are you trying to tell me that you're
Vido and everybody, Vido and them all know.
You're under the gag order?
They keep us protected. They keep us protected.
They keep you protected?
So that's why I'm saying, no,
I
cannot put my name or my friend's name out there.
They keep you protected?
I mean, not necessarily do they keep me protected, but they know of us.
So you
stay away from everything.
So you are gagged. You're
related.
You're under the gag order.
No, not under the gag order, just advised.
So kind of like Holly. Holly's advice. That's why Holly's in a deep. Hold on. That's why Holly's in a deep mess, because she's been told.
Can't say nothing.
She can't say.
Answer questions.
She can't say.
See how you're answering questions? If asking questions, if I answer some of them, it'll incriminate somebody else, not me.
Well, Holly, that's why she can't say anything.
And it won't be good for my friend or for anybody else, because you know what? My friend and nobody puts their face or their anything out there. So then
you guys play an important role in this investigation. Then it's what you're making me believe.
No, I do not.
Well, your friend.
Possibly. Not an important role.
So that's why you said something that caught the attention of my friend, because my friend is in a similar.
I said something about Tony.
What you are describing.
That I said about.
What you are describing.
Where he lived, or where his parents lived, or anything like that.
I don't know, but
anybody around here can do that.
My friend is in a situation where she's told she can't say certain things.
So here's the thing: she's probably talked to Vido too. Until
later. Just like you are painting the exact same. You are painting the same exact scenario. Until later you can talk, but for now you can't. The only difference between you and my friend is that
she put her face out
there. She put her face, exactly.
And we listened to what they said, okay? We stayed out of it. You know what I mean?
Did you ever contact Kegan?
Never. God, are you serious?
I don't know. I mean, shit, you talk a lot for fucking, If you, anybody can chirp him. You would have had a ball. You would have had a ball chirp fucking around with him the way you fuck around with chats. You would have had a ball.
I just fuck around in the chats and stuff like that. I would never chirp him or anything like that.
Do you know Lisa Hunt?
Huh?
Do you know Lisa Hunt?
No.
Oh.
I don't know any Hunts.
She's from Peru.
I mean, did you say Melissa?
Yeah, Melissa, Lisa. She's a sergeant at the Miami County Jail.
Oh, no. I thought you were going to say Melissa, and I'm like, well, she is a, does she sell crystals?
No.
I do know a girl that was married to a man with the last name of Hunt, but he died. He was in an accident. But no, I don't know anybody at the jail. We haven't had to talk to anybody that has anything to do with the jail.
Right.
The jail doesn't come to you.
So then,
like, that probably, you know.
So here's the thing, though. So
stuff like that, or you may absolutely be in harm's way.
You make me.
The FBI comes to you, or the ISP comes to you.
You make me kind of wonder that you might have talked to law enforcement, and you're told to stay down low. You're told to stay down low and not to talk shit.
Who doesn't care? This has nothing to do with Peru law enforcement. You know that. Well,
law enforcement in regards to the case, whether it's state or federal or Carroll County.
It has nothing to do with any of that.
Come on, Yukio.
It doesn't have anything to do with. I don't know if it has anything to do with Delphi or not.
So then it's got to do with it has to do with a pedophile ring. It has to do with a pedophile ring. It has to do with a pedophile ring?
Yes, it has nothing to do with like.
So then it has to do with Peru. It has to do with Peru. It has to do.
It's not the Peru that comes to people's houses. It's the detectives that comes to people's houses and warns you of stuff. You get it?
Not really. I've never been.
I don't get it either, because you know what I mean? I don't understand why they come and they warn people, but they do. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, they've been watching Tony for a long time. He stalks people.
They've been watching Tony for a long time.
Right now, because he's
so do you ever tell Rick Snay this? And you know how?
No, I don't know Rick Snay. We would never tell Rick.
But you live on his. I mean, it's like you can't wait for him to go on to jump on the comments.
He's funny, damn it. He's funny. It is funny, and I can't help it that I thought it's funny. You know what I mean?
What about when he defends Tony Kline with
Yukio and everything else? What are you talking about? He cusses everybody.
No. He likes you, Yukio. No, he loves Yukio. He loves Yukio. He loves Babylonian. He loves Tommy Frost. He loves.
Wait a minute. Maybe it was somebody in the chat who got mad at me and blocked me, or something one night. But he did too. It was something that he didn't agree with.
He did block you? Is that why you changed names?
I say the word cunt and shit like that. People don't like that.
Bullshit. That channel is the fucking most vulgar channel there is in YouTube, along with Sonny Justice.
Half of it is because of me, and I say these bad words.
But why do you engage in that type of behavior on a public platform? Because it's, you see, for you it's entertainment. You're like you have knowledge, and you've been asked not to talk. You've had contact with law enforcement, but you go in a chat under a name that's not yours, and you stir shit. And then you came to my channel, and you was very nice. I liked you so much. I even said I like your middle name. And then I turn around and I see you comment on another fucking platform, and you're starting shit, man.
Yes. I mean, it happens.
It is not a fucking game. This is not a game. No, it's not about no. It's not about no. This is not perfect. Nobody's perfect. This this is about you see, this is the only issue with you, Yukio. This is the only issue with you, Yukio, is that you kind of start shit and then change your name next week and then you're cool.
Always the same name.
That's bullshit, Yukio.
But it doesn't have anything to do with you. Okay, listen, if I wanted to hide my name and all the stuff from you, I would have deleted it, and you and I wouldn't even still have that open chat. Did I want to hide from the prof? Yes. Did I want to hide from you guys? No. Did I think that I could definitely come out and say who I am and be real after KK got sentenced?
But then why join chats and be so, like, I'm sorry, please don't be offended, but be so like instigating shit and then not wanna,
banter back and forth with people.
slander back and forth bullshit type of shit and then I'm sorry, yeah, you're right. I said slander. No, banter, yeah. Banter back and shit and then
when you told me that you thought that I was saying that you were in drugs, I felt bad. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean?
why didn't you defend my ass? Why didn't you defend my ass when the chatters that you engage with on Rick Snake's platform, why didn't you say, you know what, I live 20 minutes away from this dude, and I don't know him personally, but I know who he is, and he certainly is not I am not your fucking typical junkie from Main and Market Street, Yukio, and you know that because you know who I am.
But I don't know who you are, and I can't defend on that type of level. Did anybody say anything bad about you? No. They all think that, like...
What the fuck? Rick Dunlap, Tom Frost called me, said that I was verbally assaulting ladies. Many Babylonian, you got dude Charles Godwill, you got tons of that the people that you associate with on chat on Rick Snake's platform said all kinds of shit.
The only thing that I asked about there was, what are these outlaw people that are... It's because Prop acted so fucking weird and wanted to dox us all for some weird shit that didn't even have anything to do with you. Like, he acted weird, Noe. Don't you think?
No,
he really did.
No, I don't know. Like, what?
It was so cool. And
okay, but listen.
Really, like, paranoid.
Listen, Yukio.
Yeah?
Thomas Frost doxed Prof.
Like, Prof didn't put his own name out there? Through Ruckus and all this stuff? Like, they're fighting. I feel bad for those two.
Listen. Thomas Frost doxed Prof.
Wait.
Yes.
Oh.
And he gave the information to Rick Snake. And Rick Snake put it out. And you know why I know this? Because Rick told me himself. And I have evidence of that. I have recording of him. Somebody provided me the recording of him saying that he received all of Prof information from a friend because his friend was afraid of getting a strike. So Rick Snake said, "Fuck it, I'll do it." Wait, listen, I have evidence. I have it on my phone. It was an. I will play it for you. You want to hear it? You want to hear Rick Snake? Do you want to hear Rick Snake say?
No, because if you didn't listen.
Do you think that I talk? I haven't said not even. And you know what?
Don't share stuff like that because if you don't get permission from somebody like to record, then they'll try to get you in trouble.
Well, then why did they record me? Why did Bossy record me and nobody says shit? They think they're heroes.
I'm talking about, like, if you're on a telephone with somebody, even Ruckus stated that Indiana is like a one party and some states are like two parties or something about recording on phone calls, and you have to ask the person.
That's not fucking true. That's not true. That's not true. If you're gonna take it to court, if you're gonna take it to court, but you can record me every. Come on, that's bull. If you're gonna take it to court, like if somebody recorded Rick Snay without him knowing, and they go to court and they want to use that against Rick Snay, they can't. They have to ask Rick. But like, why do you think they record cops? Why do you think they record cops all the time and put them on YouTube and shit? Do you think they go, excuse me, officer, I'm gonna record you while you do this arrest? No, come on, you are smarter than that, Yukio. You can record whatever the fuck you want. You can record sex. You can record crime. You can record whatever you want. But if you have to go to court, then you cannot use it against anybody unless you ask them for permission. You know that. You know that. You're smart. You work, God goodness, you work in China as some kind of professional, and you're trying to say that to me. Please. No.
I'm not with the court system. I'm not a lawyer.
You're a professional somehow, but you're smart.
For 13 and a half
You are a
years,
smart person.
wasn't for any of that shit.
You do know that hearsay is not admissible. Polygraphs are not admissible. You know that.
I didn't understand. Will you stop for a second, damn it?
Okay.
And let me say what I was
Say
going
it.
to say. This is why, like, you get so heated. And this is what worries me. Because it's like, shit, dude, don't get yourself these chicks, because certain chicks can't handle it. I can handle it. Chicks can handle it. But it looks like that bossy chick can't handle it.
Well,
know
you
what
should
I
have
mean?
seen. You should have
I
seen
don't
her
listen
ass.
to you. Huh?
You should have seen her ass.
I didn't see her ass, and I don't know her to be able to talk to her and to be able to say, hey, bossy, you should act this way. You should act that way. And this is what you...
Are you gone? I'm losing
here's
you.
what I'm saying, is Ruckus put something up a while ago, and I'm sure he explained it in the correct way. I'm just paraphrasing. When they were talking about, it was something that came up on, like, YouTube, where there were those... Maybe it was the not Barbara McDonald. What are these recordings?
There's one, the R&M, the one with Ron Logan.
I don't know. It was something about, like, recording. Maybe it was Julie Melvin.
Oh, Julie Melvin's. Yeah.
So it says that, like, so they put up a map or something. Like, in certain states, you can record people. In certain states, you can't without asking. It was just something like that I'm telling you. I'm kind of like paraphrasing. I didn't know if it had anything to do
I don't believe that, because I mean, I understand what they said, that certain states you gotta ask but what I'm saying is people record all the time.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, man, I'm thinking, oh shit, if you have something like that of Rick, don't even bother with it, because you don't want any more drama with these fucking people. This is nuts.
Yeah, I have, look, somebody has provided me.
Last night, will you let Greeno come on here with you? Will you send him a text message so that he can get this, blah, blah, blah. Go look at his live chat last night. I was very fucking kind. I was trying to get you guys to speak, so it all...
I did notice that. I did. I mean, I'm not going to say I did.
It wasn't happening. He wouldn't let Greeno come over.
No, but what Rick did was bullshit, because how the fuck... I went to see his live, and he called me all kinds of shit and bullshit because I didn't join. I couldn't open the thing. But I called him, and he called me a motherfucker. He called me when I called him, and he could have easily taken my call on Messenger and put me on speaker, and we could have had continue. And he instead, what did he do? He called me a motherfucker. You know.
He said that he wouldn't do that.
Why? It's the same old shit. It's the same thing.
Listen, in between, I'm going back to tell you and Greeno what he's saying to try to get you guys to all be able to be back on a panel and do what you were doing in the first fucking
Why in the fuck did he not stay on my panel? I'm the one who started the show. Why the fuck am I gonna leave the show that I'm hosting to go join him after that? What the fuck what does he think he is? He's not the fucking king of YouTube. He ain't bullshit. He's nothing. He's trash. He doesn't even have a car. He has to drive his wife's car.
Silly. I'm not sticking up for him. I'm not doing anything.
I know you're not, Yukio. I understand.
When you jumped on there Like when Greeno jumped back in there and you were on there, Greeno couldn't hear you. Or something was going on his end. It was like an echo, like a whatever. So I thought, okay, well, maybe Rick was really telling the truth and he couldn't fucking hear. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't going nowhere. It was just kind of like, whatever. Jinx could hear. I heard you guys talking on there. You know, you guys all talked fine. But it was like when you and Rick were talking, I thought, okay, this is bullshit. But then when Greeno got on there and said that he couldn't hear on that end and whatever, I thought, okay, well, maybe there is a problem. Or I wouldn't have even went over to the other one and been like, listen, Noah's trying to call you and get on here, but you know what I'm saying? He can't.
I literally couldn't. I couldn't open his StreamYard. It's I'm not real good at it. And anytime I go and crank to sleep,
when everybody were thanking me,
Kishti,
telling him what I was saying.
Kishti always sets it up for me real good so that I just push a button and I go on. I mean, but me logging in and all that, I barely fucking want to do Facebook anymore and YouTube. I don't have many platforms. But let me ask you something that before I forget. I know you're gonna evade that answer, but the last time you and I had a phone conversation, your voice sounded different. Did you alter your voice to make it sound like an older lady? Because I thought you were an old lady the last time I talked to you. You sound really like my age or younger, right around my age. Like I'm in my 50s. I'm 51.
I told you when I talked to you that day, I said, now listen, I have a weird voice and then it sounds funny. You know what I mean? And this is just how I've always sounded.
Why did you sound? You were trying to portray yourself to be an old lady. Last time you were an old lady and you sounded like an old lady.
I told you that I was older than you. I'm the same person. I really am the same person. I had to keep my voice low because I was around people, remember?
Yeah, I remember. Okay. Well, that
I couldn't be as loud as I am right now. Like, I'm actually able to talk into my phone and, like, there aren't people around for me to be able to, like, communicate. Now, when I had to communicate with you the last time, there were people around.
Right.
And I wasn't going to do that out loud. So, I mean, maybe my voice sounded more, like, lower.
Well, that one time,
and this is what I sound like. This is me.
That time.
I don't have no voice changer or filter, none of the bullshit.
So, yeah, that last time I had a question for you, and we ended up not even talking about that. But then I had to go.
It was something about Greeno, but I don't even know him.
Well, yeah, and that kind of answered everything, but.
Why not even share it? Like, don't even share it with me, so then that way, if some bullshit gets out, then you'll say, oh my God, this girl went and told this and that, and that way I stay out of it. You know what I mean? You can't come back and be like, okay, she said something because somebody else did, when in fact, I'm not saying shit.
No, you're not. You're not even saying your name or nothing.
I mean, I'm definitely not saying shit about, I cannot say my name. I mean, why? And I don't understand if I've been honest with you and I've told you that it can put myself and my friend in danger. Why would you want me to when you see what's going on with Holly? Like, I honestly.
I don't want you to. I don't want Holly to be in danger. I don't want you to be in danger. I just don't understand why you go in the chats and act one way and one persona, and then you went to my chat and you were a different persona. I liked you on my chat, and then
listen, if you meet me in person and you know who I am, I'm a good person. I'm nice. I'm whatever. But when I'm on those chats and I'm somebody else, like a fake name, and I'm trying to act like a male, then I've got to act like an asshole. You get it now?
I thought you were a guy at first. Yes.
Transgender, dude. I just don't want people to know who I am yet.
You're transgender?
No,
you're transgender.
It's a lie.
You're.
It's a lie.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not getting a penis. Like I said, that's a lie. I'm a full-ass female. You can hear I'm a female.
Are you hot?
Yes. And listen, the first time that you fucking talked to me, you had to know that I was not a transgender.
Yeah, but you sounded like an old lady. Right now you don't sound like an old lady, but that first time we talked.
I'm not an old lady. I'm almost 50, but I'm not an old lady.
No, Yukio. I mean, you sounded like grandma, like you were, but it was probably because you.
Crazy.
It's probably
You
it's.
must have been drinking that night.
No, it's probably because you were whispering because you told me you could.
I had to whisper.
So that made it sound like okay.
I made it. Listen, I may have talked down low.
You were
this,
you were talking slower and low, yeah.
Listen, does this sound more like how I talked because I didn't want the people? I told you I had 2 roommates. Over there.
Yes, that makes sense, Yukio. It makes sense. But right now you're talking like with a.
I was downstairs, kind of in a basement area, and I was in a different country. I'm back. I said I would be back that next week, and when I did get back, I tried to get a hold of you to be able to talk to you on the telephone in a normal manner. We'll talk just like this, like where I didn't have to lower my voice, because my phone is crashed as shit, and my speaker sucks. So, listen.
You're just so careless. Don't.
Really
take care of your damn phone. I take care of my phone like it's a fucking.
I really am, and it's okay. I live life like that. I have no concept of time. I'd like to go in and blow sunshine and get people to, get off of all the fucking bad subjects. That's why I say bad words like cunt and make people say other dumb stuff instead of being so serious and so, emotional. Everybody's so serious and emotional and ready to attack. And I just want to see people be happy. Does that make sense?
Well, then you need to not be. You need to do that on a non-true crime community because true crime is fucking about. It's ugly. It's
for that advice, ass. You think so?
You need to go on like a some kind of community where it's like a happy topic, because right here, everybody's fucking angry and emotional and mean and rude and bullshit. I mean,
and look, do you like being part of it? Hell, it would be great if you could create and do all of this stuff, but you've got to get through it. Okay, like last night when Greeno was saying that stuff to you, he's been where you're at, and I only know this because I've heard shit about him. I never got to watch him back in the day, but I remember that Julie Melvin doing some videos with him or somebody doing videos with him when he was in jail. And I thought, damn, why is this guy in jail? Well, then when he was explaining to you last night, I thought, oh my God, he's went through this same shit, but look where he's at now. If you can handle the bullshit and dealing with everybody talking shit about you, just like he did, and just like this Rick's thing, everybody's got to talk shit about that dude. Come on. But he's still just saying fuck it and going with it. You know what I mean? Because he wants to create. Obviously, these people make money from this stuff, and I was not aware of that. I didn't know that this was such a big fucking money maker.
That's all it is. Look, that's all it is. It's all it is. It's all you want. You want people to watch your shit. They want you to. That's why every motherfucker. Look at my Crime to Sleep one. How many times do I tell people, make sure that you hit the fucking thumbs up? Fuck that. You either watch me because you like me or you don't. And I'm not gonna fucking encourage anybody to watch more time so I can get more views. No, as a matter of fact, Christy, Crime to Sleep, who is the owner of that channel, he's the one making the money. He's got a great channel. I don't know if you noticed, but he's got over 6,000 subscribers. And he does little shorts and shit. I don't get any money from him. I don't get any money. I told him that's the last. He told me once, that he would share some money with me. And I said, don't ever say that to me. I have a job. And he has a job too. He's a professional. He's not just a YouTuber.
He wants to share some money with me. I'm going to let him.
Well,
what the hell? Come on.
Yeah, because that's where you and I are different. I'm doing this. I came forward and I'm doing this because the little girl that died, the little girl that I care for her because she was a little young soccer player, and I'm a former soccer coach in the state of Indiana, and I coach many little girls like her. That's why I care. I don't care. I don't, not because I want to get part of the money or the reward. Like that motherfucker says that Holly wants the reward. Holly's got money, dude. She's got a beautiful home. She's got a nice vehicle.
Against Holly, and I imagine a lot of people.
He said that she's on welfare and all kinds of bullshit, that she's on Pornhub, and it pisses me off. You know, like, I know.
But you can't let that piss you off, Noe, because then, damn it, you're sticking up for somebody, and she's probably telling you, just, calm down, don't act this way because I got this. She knows she can't say nothing, but she has said things, so now it's put her in a fucking bind. You know what I mean? And it sucks. Like, I can't even believe she puts herself out there. I would never. I mean, and I feel bad for her. I don't even know this girl, and I feel bad for her.
Then why don't you say it on the goddamn chat?
We have 1,000,000 times, and all she ever did was just cuss and be rude. So I can't make people like her.
She doesn't cuss. Are you crazy? She doesn't even.
But you know what I mean? Like, fight with people or.
Well, she has to defend herself. You know what she said about? You know what she told me about? Like when Rick started saying, or it was Sonny Justice started to say that she was the fiance and all this shit, married. That was a lie that Kelly Brown made up because Kegan told Kelly Brown. Okay, now let me say, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be an ignorant or anything. I'm not gonna say that. Holly did have said certain things to Kegan to try to get him to talk, but nobody knows the real reason why. Well, I mean, they do kind of.
But now people aren't even gonna care because now here's what people are doing, and I see it, and I'm just like, this isn't even fun. This isn't great. This isn't helping anything. Everybody's, worrying about this obituary. In my heart of hearts, when people were saying that and Prof came up with that thing, I'm like, listen, I bet that girl is just stepping away. You know what I mean? She don't want to deal with this shit and people talking about her. And
how many times have you seen her step away? She takes a break, but she's always back. No, somebody created that motherfucker, and it was just like the way Bossy and Jinx. No, listen to me, Yukio. The way Bossy and Yukio, Bossy and Jinx planned to do what they did at the courthouse. This obituary was planned and perfect. And Holly,
oh God, wait! You guys think maybe that they did the obituary?
Holly didn't do that obituary.
No, I'm not saying Holly. I'm saying you guys think that maybe these girls did the obituary.
Yeah, now I'm starting to think that it's either them. No, but listen, look, there's a channel out right now. I want you to go watch it. It's called VIC.
Delphi Dirty?
Huh?
Is it Delphi Dirty or something?
Well, that one, there's another one. Sister channel to that. They're the same people making this shit. And it's got to be...
I just asked Jinx. I was like, Jinx, that so looks like... I said, is this you? She said, no. Somebody asked me this earlier.
It looks just like them. Look at the videos of me and Holly on the court.
Is this you? And she's laughing at me. I know
the videos that they made of me and Holly on the court that Jinx posted, they are so similar to the videos that are on that Dirty. There's a channel right now. It's called write this down. Do you have a pen?
Wait, no, hold on. There's one that I was looking for so that I could see what they were on there. And Deb or somebody was talking about it. Something about Frank and Deb or something.
That one. That's it. It's called Vigilance.
I can't find that channel because I don't know the front part of it.
I'm gonna tell you. So you see, all this shit. You know.
No, I know this stuff because I just saw this in Discord today. People upset. Deb was upset.
She is. She reached out to me and she asked me that we need to take it down. I said, we're gonna start all over another fucking fight because you're gonna piss me off. Because how would I know? I have a shitty ass channel that has little music videos.
And you know why I think they are? just for sticking up for Holly.
Well,
Delivery, the way that you stuck up for her,
right.
like if you look at the video, it does kind of suck because it's like the delivery, you know what I mean? Because you were already amped up anyway. You know
No, and they made screenshots. They made nasty screenshots. Look, it has to be them. This fucking channel, go and watch it. It's ready. Are you ready? It's V as in Victor, VICARIOUS.
Wait, VITA.
No, it's start again. It's VIC.
Oh shit, VIC.
Like vicarious. VICARIOUS.
Okay, vicarious, and then this is the word I know, vigilante, because she
It's-
put it on Discord.
It's vigilantes. It's VIGILLANTES. Vicarious vigilante.
Hold on. See? Oh,
Look it up while we're on the phone. Can
I'm doing it right now. Hold on. It's a V with a green V.
yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, I'll go to it as
There's Ruth and Frankmeister. This must be the one that Deb is in Discord today, upset about her being in a video, and it's this one.
She reached out to me a long time ago. A long time, like a fucking before lunch about it. Asked me, and I said, you see, like she was the one that brought up the fucking obituary up to my attention. And and I told Deb, don't send me links. I don't want to talk, I'm sorry, ma'am. I respect you and everything, but she causes bullshit. And I think Deb knows a little bit. Well, I don't know because now they're attacking her.
And Frank's not even in the Discord anymore. I told you all those people left.
Well, I left the Discord. Are you talking about Ruckus, that one Discord I used to be in?
I'm talking about the Discord that used to be in that you left, where we all say bad words.
That's why I left. Because of and you know that all I shared with you guys was music videos, sketches.
You were cool.
I never got into bullshit with. And I talked to Jinx. I used to talk to Bossy and Hybrid and you and whatever.
And Hybrid really does care about you. She was over on Rick's channel too, trying to get it, to be worked out. But they don't listen. Okay, now I see what Deb's talking about, because I see Deb's face and I see Frank's face. I mean, I'm not playing it. I'm just going through this one.
Well, you see, like, and guess what they're gonna say? Look, that looks like fucking Jinx or Bossy's work or Thomas Frost. That group, honey. It's that group.
Even Sleuth.
Yeah, they're attacking. I mean, look at the pictures of me and Holly.
I can understand the damn prof because he's been so mad at everybody. So I guess I can understand that.
Well, they doxed him and they threatened him. They threatened him with calling.
That poor Pitts guy got kicked right out of the Discord because you know what he did?
What?
That dude was going crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know who that dude is. And he was going crazy as if he was acting like he was going to go out to that dude's house. And so they kicked him out of the Discord because he said the N-word to somebody.
Yeah,
he was acting like a weirdo. Like nobody should.
Somebody showed me some comments he made that he was on the way to Colorado.
He even put that in comments out like lately. I've seen like. Dude, and then
I seen something where.
He was on some I-70 or back road something. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong?
You know everything. You're on everything. Like everything you tell me. That's I've been told. Like also he put on Holly's page, you and Noe need to be investigated. Like he's gonna come in and like, are you talking? I told I come in back. I said, give me a call, dude. And I put my phone number. He never called me. I like, what are you investigated by who?
Orbitz is a dude. I saw him on Silky's Southern whatever.
No, but hey, Julie Melvin knows him. They either went to school together or they grew up together.
Okay, so he is a guy. I
Yeah.
thought you said it might be a woman.
No, he's a guy. I've seen him.
Yeah, he is a guy.
Yeah, he look, if you
down.
go to crime night with Joe Lewis and just go down on his videos, he's on Joe Lewis video. You can see his face. He did
Like where I saw him commenting lately, and I was like, what the hell was on that?
He's an ex-convicted felon. He like me. He's been to prison, and he still acts like institutionalized. He like the way he acts. That's the way ex-felons act. Felons act in jail, like badass.
You were in that Discord when he was in that Discord, and he always acted.
Yeah, I know, but I never interacted with him. Just recently, he made a comment on Holly's, one of Holly's posts, and he said, "You and Noe need to be investigated." So I said, "Well, call me, dude." And what are you talking about? Like, investigate? What do you mean by that? And I mean, I've never interacted with him for him to say anything like that about me. I never, and the only times I interacted with Jinx and Bossy and Hybrid and you and all them in Broncos' Discord, I never start shit with none of you guys, ever.
I mean, honestly, and Hybrid said that she got doxxed a while ago by the prof or somebody. She was like, I've been doxxed. She said, and I'm here in Canada. She really does live in Canada.
No. Prof
Hybrid Pisces is really a girl.
Prof found out that Thomas, okay, this is what happened. This is what I understand happened. Prof put up an email address, or he put up like a post or a screenshot that had Thomas Frost's email.
Oh.
So Frosty said the prof doxed me, and that's not doxing. I mean, he put a post, and on whatever post he used, like a screenshot, it had Thomas Frost email address. So Thomas gave him a strike for doxing, okay? For YouTube doxing, because that's not really doxing. Doxing is when you put a name, address, social security number, credit card numbers, date of birth, employment history, criminal, when you real shit, that's doxing. But putting someone's, like, according to Prof, it was just a screenshot that he used, and it was of Thomas Frost, and it included his email. So Thomas Frost started saying he doxed me. So then Thomas Frost, like he did Holly, and I know he did because you're gone. Are you gone? What happened? Well, there goes that. Are you still talking, or are you hanging up? Are you still talking, or are you gonna hang up?
Oh my God, can you hear me?
You're cutting out, in and out.
Piece of shit.
Is your phone you're cutting in and out?
Can you hear?
You're
Speaker.
You're cutting in and out. Is your phone your battery?
Yes, it's about to. No, I gotta see my battery.
It's your battery.